allowing us to be here. Let's give it up for Mayor Clark. Let's give it up for Taz. And just know that though I've never been to Norman before, I've never felt so welcomed, never felt more as though I was in the right place, right at home, right where I should be, than I do right now. So thank you. This is our second visit to the state of Oklahoma as a presidential candidate. Because in my mind, we're clear that Oklahoma is just as important as any other state in the union. A seat at the table, their voices should be heard in the national conversation. I came out to be here with you today, so thank you. And listen, we have learned a lot. This morning in Tulsa, in the neighborhood known as Greenwood, where Black Wall Street once stood, I got to hear about some Oklahoma history. I got to hear about this country's story. The foundation not only of our success and our greatness, but the hatred, the racism, and the terror that still defines the lives of so many of our fellow Americans. In 1921, on the eve of that extraordinary attack on human beings, on Americans, on children and women and men, Greenwood had one of the highest per capita incomes in the United States of America. It helped in a very positive and powerful way to define the state of Oklahoma and what was possible in the United States of America just decades removed from slavery, the Civil War, and the end of Reconstruction. But no matter how successful and how independent and how exemplary that community was, it was still part of a country that was defined by our original sin, by the legacy not just of slavery, but Jim Crow and segregation and suppression. And their success in Greenwood was too much for too many of those who lived around them in Tulsa. So in one 24-hour period, at least, and we don't know the full number, at least 300 people murdered and killed. Some think that the number is much higher than that, hundreds higher, maybe more than 1,000. The town burned to the ground, razed, bombed. And the memory of what had happened there, almost extinguished forever. Should you speak about what happened at Black Wall Street, you were whipped, you were punished. If you were black and you remained in Tulsa, you had to carry a green card so they could keep tabs on you, keep control on you, keep you down lest there be retribution or justice or accountability for what had happened in that community. What we learned in 1921, no matter how great you are, no matter how independent you are still connected to the rest of this country, for better or for worse. Earlier today in Oklahoma City, there we were at the memorial for what happened in that community, in this country, in 1995. People of Oklahoma City minding their own business. At the federal building, kids in daycare, public servants delivering for this community, this state, and their country. More than 168 lives lost on that day, including 19 little kiddos, infants. For what crime? But they too were part of a country still marked by racism, still dealing with white domestic and white supremacist terror. So no matter how peaceful, no matter how much they were minding their own business, still connected, still caught up in that inescapable network of mutuality that Martin Luther King Jr. talked about, that single garment of destiny into which we are each tied. And on August 3rd in El Paso, Texas, my hometown, a city that is one of the safest in the United States of America, not despite, but because we are a city of immigrants and refugees and asylum seekers. A city that is 85% Mexican American. It understands that our differences are not disqualifying, They don't make us defective. They will not divide us. We must not only tolerate them and respect them, but embrace them as foundational to our success, to our strength, and yes, to our safety and our security. Safe community, of which I am so proud, where I was raised, where Amy and I are raising Ulysses and Holly and Henry. This community where a quarter of those with whom we live were born somewhere else, chose us, left their hometown, left their family, left their country, left their language and their customs to start anew as strangers in a strange land, to do better for themselves and their kids, but also to do better for all of us, and they have through their very presence. That community, though we were special, though we were so distant from the other centers of power and population, could not exempt ourselves, set ourselves apart from the other country to whom we were connected. A country that is violent, 40,000 gun deaths a year. No other developed country comes even close to this level of death and murder and slaughter and suicide as the United States of America. And yes, a country still riven by racism that is just as foundational to the United States of America as the Declaration of Independence. A racism, frankly, felt by some and not by others. And I say that as a white guy who may have thought that we were making progress on this issue. But those who do not look like I do have experienced something different every waking moment of their lives. But maybe there was some consolation, but now, at this moment, it seems like a cold comfort that it was underground, it was not brought out into the open, that whoever our president was, he talked about forming a more perfect union. It lived up to that foundational principle in the Declaration that we were all created equal, never realized, never fulfilled, but we were working towards it. For the first time in my life, someone leads this country who has given up on that premise altogether, who describes Mexican immigrants as rapists and criminals. They commit crimes at a far lower rate than those born in this country. A president who thinks that one people of one religion are inherently defective or dangerous and purports to ban them from coming to the United States of America. He promised as a candidate he would stop all Muslim travel to the U.S., and as president, he tried to make that so, telling women of color who were born in this country to go back to where they came from, calling the flag very fine people after they have been chanting Jews, you will not replace us. And ladies and gentlemen, it does not just offend our sensibilities. It fundamentally changes who we are as a country. Hate crimes in the United States of America are up every single one of the last 3 years. Those counties that hosted a Trump rally, hate crimes up 200% from where they were before. The day he signs that Muslim ban, the mosque in Victoria, Texas is burned to the ground. He warns of invasions, infestations, calls human beings animals, predators, and killers, to make you afraid, to cause you to see them as something different, less than human. You do not get kids in cages. You do not lose the lives of children in this country unless you have first attempted to dehumanize them so that we treat them as something less than human. And in May of this year, a rally in Florida, when he's talking about this invasion of immigrants who are coming to get us, he asked the crowd that's assembled, how do we stop these people? And someone yells out, shoot them. The crowd roars their assent. The president smiles his consent and gives the green light for someone to drive 600 miles from Allen, Texas, with an AK-47, which was engineered and designed and originally sold to the militaries of the world to kill people on a battlefield, because that's what it does better than almost any other weapon. And he shows up at a Walmart in our diverse Hispanic majority community, seeking, as he told police afterwards, to kill Mexicans. Writing in his manifesto published just moments before he went on this spree that he was going to stop the invasion of Hispanics who were taking over the state of Texas. He kills 22 people, including a 15-year-old boy named Javier from Horizon, Texas, who was about to start his sophomore year of high school. Injured, dozens more, in a city that loses 18 lives on average in a year. 22 in just one shooting, fueled by hatred, and we allowed him to purchase that firearm. His mother, and that AK-47 came in after he ordered it, called the police in Allen, Texas, and said, "What in the hell does my son need with this weapon? He hasn't been trained in it. He's not in the military. He doesn't need it to hunt or for self-protection." And they said, "Ma'am, we're sorry. It's perfectly legal right now for him to do this. Nothing we can do." So I connect the dots for you. Lest anyone labor under the illusion that this was some kind of act of nature, that this was an act of God, that this was unforeseeable, this is like a comet striking El Paso or Oklahoma City or Greenwood, Tulsa. It's not. These are human-caused problems with human solutions, and it's up to the humans of this great democracy, who at the end of the day are the government, to come up with it. And I got a few that I want to propose to you. Number one, following the lead of moms, not only will we have universal background checks and red flags, we are going to end the sales of weapons of war into our communities. We're going to follow the lead of Trump's own director of the FBI, Christopher Wray, testifying to Congress last week, said the majority of the domestic terror investigations that the FBI is conducting are of white supremacists who want to kill people based on the color of their skin in this country. Let's make that the number one law enforcement priority in the United States. And we need to acknowledge that this racism is institutional. It is foundational. It colors every single aspect of our lives. There is 10 times the wealth in white America than there is in black America. There's a maternal mortality crisis in this country 3 times as deadly for women of color. At 4 or 5 years old in a kindergarten classroom, if you're a child of color, you stand 5